Self-esteem can affect every aspect of your life. You can have too little self-esteem or too much. Too little can lead to depression or self-hate. Too much can lead to harsh vanity. Advice isn't a set of instructions. It's more like a paint supply store. You can give the ranter the colors and the canvas. It's up to them to make something of it, or ignore it altogether. This channel will have two sides to it: suspenseful creepypastas and true creepy stories. The other side will be advice. Yes, this might seem a little bipolar, but both are things I am interested in. The reason I don't show my face is because this type of YouTube video is not very interactive. There won't be lots of activity going on the video unless I am face-to-face interviewing someone. This type of video is best enjoyed when played in the background on your computer, or if you would like a radio show. I do hope to post both types of videos each day, which means 2 videos total. One for the darker creepy stories and the other for advice. Creepy true stories might be featured a little more than the advice since I need reader feedback for it. Your self-esteem can be situational. For example, you might have high self-esteem at work but low self-esteem at home. Because self-esteem is such a hard issue for people and doctors to deal with, there is no set of steps to give you that perfect balance of self-esteem. It is something you have to try to figure out for yourself. However, there are a lot of theories that can help you along the way. You should try to keep track of where you might fall on the large spectrum and act accordingly, to make sure you're treating yourself well and with respect. When your self-esteem is low, it can lead to bad decisions, like thinking you deserve to stay in an abusive relationship or giving in to abusive situations. You are also more likely to take risky actions to get someone else's approval. Low self-esteem can lead you on a path of self-defeating or self-destructive behavior. When you get to this point, your actions tend to be driven by automatic or impulses. You may feel upset or emotionally blocked. Your thinking narrows. Caring for yourself deteriorates. You can lose your sense of self. You may start to feel out of control of your life. Raising your self-esteem is possible, although it won't be easy. You will have to work at it every day until you feel better about yourself. You might want to seek out help of a medical professional to help you along the way. Taking drugs or getting drunk a lot can lead to low self-esteem. The first step is to become sober so that you can think clearly. This might not be easy, and you may want to join a support group for help. Taking care of yourself is the next big thing. You may have to set times to eat, exercise, and shower. You should try your best to make sure you can make those set times. Keep a journal to help you identify your triggers. If you notice that you feel down in the dumps about yourself, write what occurred that day or in that situation so you can pinpoint what made you feel so horrible. When you collect enough of these, or can easily identify the underlying trigger, you can avoid them better. If you notice that you are constantly reacting to a situation in which your trigger lies, in the same manner, brainstorm a way to change your reactions. You might need help from other people. Once you have a game plan, try your best to remember it and put it into action. It might feel awkward or unusual at first. If the plan seems too hard or complicated, you can always go back and readjust it for the next time. You might see that your self-defeating impulses were put in place for a reason. It might be hard to overcome them, but you should try. If it feels too hard, seek the help of a friend or a healthcare professional. Some skills that might help you are letting yourself feel your feelings. Being able to know what you are actually feeling is very important, because once you know what you are feeling, it is a lot easier to figure out a way to change them. Are you feeling sad? Put on a comedy. Are you feeling mad? Talk it out with someone. Go for a walk or hit up the gym. Are you feeling glad? Talk with a friend or just keep doing what you are doing. I don't like it when people try to tell others to be positive Polly. I usually sit in the negative Nancy set of emotions, but feeling positive about yourself makes you feel good. However, knowing what you are feeling is far better than trying to make yourself feel an emotion you are not. Making yourself change emotions might lower your self-esteem because you start to compare yourself with other people. Brainstorming solutions will become easier over time, and it is a great skill to have when dealing with self-esteem because it will give you lots of options to get out of your problems, and those options can make you feel free, which usually leads to feelings of happiness and positivity. Detaching yourself from unhealthy relationships is a hard skill to grasp because it might mean leaving behind people you have known for a long time. If you are in an abusive relationship, seek outside help and do not be silent about it. Talk to a therapist or psychologist rather than a friend about your abuse, because some people might have loyalties to the abuser and it can put you in harm's way. The job of a psychologist or therapist is to help you be safe. They might suggest that you use community programs such as battered wives housing. You might feel embarrassed to take these opportunities to turn your life around, but leaving an abusive partner will help you in the long run. Just make sure you are checking in with your therapist or psychologist in transition. If the abuser starts to get scary, such as following you or threatening you, you should completely feel free to access the police and put up as much support between yourself and the abuser. Assertion is a skill that allows you to voice what you see, feel, and want. Being able to recognize the things you want can help you to improve your self-esteem, because it will feel as though you are accomplishing things, which usually gives you a nice positive boost. Have empathy. Having empathy is not a weakness and can lead to you being able to identify with yourself better. Helping other people will make you feel less selfish and positive about yourself. Love and respect yourself. Love and respecting yourself might seem odd and too new-aged, but all you really need to do to love yourself is to get to know yourself. Take a few BuzzFeed quizzes, spend some time alone, and journal. Try your hardest to dwell on the positive aspects of your personality, and if you find your own flaws, make a list so you can improve on them later, unless you end up loving your flaws. Loving yourself and being vain are two different things. Having respect for yourself sets a standard, and once you have that healthy respect for yourself, it will be harder for others to tear you down because you know yourself and respect yourself. Too much self-esteem can give you an asshole-ish sense of entitlement that you don't deserve, which can result in you treating others with large amounts of disrespect. High self-esteem can lead to clinical narcissism, which I will discuss in another episode. Please note that any advice I give here should be taken with a grain of salt. Everyone's life is a different story, and these are merely generalized tips. Results will vary. I know you can pick any YouTuber to watch, so I just want to thank you for picking one of my videos. I hope it helped.